The Uncovered Policeman by Ted Bunn. Burglary in a naturist resort. Charlie 1-5, Charlie 1-5. Here we go, muttered PC Addy Adscombe to nobody in particular, as he lifted the radio mic off the dash in his patrol car. Addy was nearing the end of his second year in the police force. It was a job he had taken. After deciding that seasickness made his life in the Navy impossible. He had enjoyed the service life. The training ship and his shore-based posting at Portsmouth had been great fun. His second posting to a small fisheries protection vessel had been much less so. He was seasick, horribly and continually seasick. Every time the sea got rougher than dead, flat calm, Addy was hanging over the side of the ship, saying goodbye to everything he had ever eaten. In fact, after 6 months he had asked to be transferred on medical grounds. Once off the ship, he discovered he was going to be made redundant. Defence cuts. Out of the Navy, with no pension and no plan for the future, he had not been expecting to leave the Navy for another 10 years. He did not know what to do next. Living on his dwindling redundancy money, he was aimless and bored. Addy had enjoyed the disciplined life in the Navy and found the civvy street without a job an uncomfortable place. One evening, heading home from the pub, slightly the worse for wear, he was stopped and spoken to by a police constable. The PC suggested to Addy that singing about his time as a wild rover at the top of his voice, on a residential street, at midnight, where had the evening gone, was not in the public interest. That it might be best for all if Addy was to tiptoe off home before singing the second verse. When a police sergeant walked up, he took the PC to one side and requested the PC wrap up the dealing with the D&D, drunk and disorderly. He had a more important job that he wanted him to help with. Yes, Sarge. Right away, Sarge. Turning to Addy. Okay, you. Home. Quietly. Now! Next morning, as he sipped a strong black coffee in the kitchen of his small flat, Addy reflected on the conversation, not what had been said to him so much as what had passed between the sergeant and the constable. The constable was about his age. He had a responsible job, a smart uniform, and was part of an organised team. He reminded Addy of Seaman Adscombe in many ways. There it was. The discipline and structure he was looking for. This was going to be his new career. He was going to become a policeman. Thanking goodness that he hadn't been arrested last night. He went to the library to look up how to apply to the police force. That was 3 eventful years ago. He had been through the application process, the assessment centre, and the fitness test. He had worked through the college courses and impressed during his probation period. That was now behind him, and promotion, or maybe a move to CID ahead if he worked hard and followed the rules. 1-5 receiving. What is your message? Over. 1-5, we have a report of a burglary on licensed premises. Can you attend? 1-5, mark me as attending. What is the address? 1-5, you are going to love this, replied the dispatcher, breaking RT protocol. The clubhouse at Eden Gardens Naturist Resort. This will be fun. Not, Addy thought to himself. I can see the stick I'm going to get from the lads over this one.